Okay, hello guys. In this video, we are going to look at Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. So this is the second method to compute the value of correlation coefficient instead of by using Pearson's product moment formula. Okay, so this method is used to measure the relationship between two variables that are of ordinal scale or rank data. So kalau you ada data yang dah di ranking, untuk cari correlation coefficient, kita akan guna Spearman's rank formula. Okay, this method is suitable for qualitative data. Okay, and if you want to apply this Spearman's rank method on quantitative data, the variables must be ranked first, and then the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient is calculated based on the rankings. Jadi untuk quantitative variable, kita boleh juga guna Spearman's rank formula. Tetapi you kena buat ranking dulu for the variables, barulah boleh guna this formula based on the rankings yang you dah buat tadi. Okay, so for this Spearman's rank, it is represented by symbol rho. So this rho, the P-like symbol here, this rho is the correlation coefficient using Spearman's rank formula. Okay, and this is the formula to find the rho value. 6 multiplied with total di square divided by n multiplied with n square minus 1. So what is di here? Di here is the difference between two ranks. So perbezaan antara dua rank. Okay, and n here is of course the number of observations. The rho value is ranging from -1 to 1. That is, a rho value must be more than or equals to -1 and less than or equals to 1. Okay, nilai rho hanya dari -1 hingga 1 sahaja. Sama juga macam nilai R sebelum ini. Okay, and how to interpret the rho value that you get from this formula here? So the interpretation of rho value is just the same as the interpretation of R value. So you might refer to the interpretation of R value in my previous video. Now let's try this example. 5 students A, B, C, D, and E are ranked in 2 subjects, statistics and computer programming, with the following results as shown in the table below. Calculate the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. Okay, sekarang ni dalam table ini ada 2 subjects, statistics and computer programming. Okay, A, B, C, D, and E are the 5 students. Okay, so since this is a qualitative variable and the scale used here is ordinal scale, sebab ini adalah ranking untuk setiap student for both subjects. So this is ordinal scale here. So to find the correlation coefficient, you must use the Spearman's rank. Okay, untuk this question memang tak boleh untuk guna Pearson's product moment formula. Okay, so to use Spearman's rank correlation coefficient, this is the formula. So in this formula, we have the di value. You must square the di value. Di is what? Di is the difference between two ranks. Okay, so for the first one, okay, from the table given in the question, this is the ranking for student A. Statistics for number 1, the ranking is number 1. Computer programming, the ranking is number 3. So the difference between these two ranks is 1 minus 3, negative 2. Okay, so tolakkan sahaja ranking untuk student A. 1 tolak 3, negative 2. Okay, for student B, 2 minus 1, positive 1. For student C, 3 minus 4, negative 1. For student D, 4 minus 2, positive 2. For student E, 5 minus 5, 0. Okay, and then find di square because this is the value that we must use in the formula. Okay, so for the first d value, negative 2, so d square here, di square, so negative 2 square. Negative 2 square is positive 4. And then for this, 1 square is 1. And then negative 1 square, positive 1. And then 2 square, 4. And the last one, 0 square, 0. Okay. So in this formula, this is the total of d square. So this is our d square. So you must sum up all of these values. 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 4 plus 0. So you will get 10. Okay, after that, you can substitute this into the formula of row. So in row formula, we have 1. So 1 minus 6 multiply with total d square. So 6 multiply with 10 divided by n. So what is n? N is our number of observation. Since we have 5 students, A, B, C, D, and E, so n is 5. 5 multiply with 5 square minus 1. Alright? So simplify. 1 minus 60 over 5 square is 25. 25 minus 1, 24. 24 times 5 is 120. Okay. So 1 minus 60 over 120 is 0.5. Okay. So this is the row value. So this is the value of Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. Okay, so how to interpret the row value? Okay, you might refer to this table here. Our row value is 0.5. So that means in this interval here, okay, so weak positive relationship. So we can say that there is a weak positive linear relationship between scores of statistics and computer programming. Okay, so that's all for this video. Please try the exercises in your textbook and we will discuss it in our next class. Okay, thank you everyone and Assalamualaikum.